Let's build a quick runbook and connect some actions together to complete a task. I've got my demo runbook here, so let's open up the editor. So the editor here is now open, and we need to add actions. Runbooks are built up on sets of actions. So let's just come over here and search for a pre-built action. So this action lists all the IAM users in our AWS account. Now we need to configure this action for it to run. If we click this, you can see the code, but what we want to do is configure it. And inside this configuration, I'm going to pick some credentials. These are my AWS credentials so that I can access the data inside my AWS account. And then it's going to output a list of all the IAM users. Let's just put that into a list called users. So this is now a variable. I'm going to apply those changes so that whatever comes out is going to be in the variable users as well. So we've got this long list. You can see there are a whole bunch that I've created over time, right? Doug something, Doug something. So let's filter for those. So I'm going to add an action this way. And these are glue actions. These don't use any credentials. These are actions that are just running Python to manipulate our data. And so that we're going to call this one Doug. And I have some code right here in my clipboard. And so what this is done, I've created a list called Doug users. And for each user in users, again, this is the list of users. If Doug is in the user, append it to my list of Doug users and then print the list of Doug users. Great, you can see there's a bunch of them. Now the next step is, what am I going to do with this list of Doug users? Let's just say let's send a message to Slack with how many Doug users there are. So we have a built-in post Slack message action here, so I can drag this in and put it underneath my Doug action here. I will select my credentials as, Slack alerts April 2023. The channel I'm going to use is I'm going to use a string here. So this is DevRel Doug test 1. That's the name of the Slack channel I'm going to send it to. And then for the message, let's send the message. We'll use an S string. There are, and then inside the variable, so what this is now going to do is it's going to send a message to this Slack channel that there are however many users are in this list, users named Doug. Apply those changes. We're going to run this. And you can see it successfully sent the message on Doug DevRel test 1. If we come over here to Slack, we can see here that it sent a message that says there are 7 users named Doug. There we go. That worked. So now in this runbook, very, very quickly, we used 2 pre-configured, pre-built, built-in actions, one using AWS to list all the IAM users in our account. We wrote a little bit of code to modify that data to extract just the users that have Doug in it, and then we were able to post it to Slack. We can now save this, and it's available for anyone to use.